thing on? Hey, Miss Buds. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this. Part of the journey is the end. Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it. When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you. Welcome to the Pixel Pop Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Toby. This fortnight, I'm joined by the super excited, cannot wait for early next year in Avengers 4, Ethan.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's me.
And the I'll kill anything that stops me from getting to the cinema on launch day, Lucas.
You are correct. I don't see any lies.
I've literally taken like 2 days off to watch the movie next year.
This fortnight, we have an astronomically huge mountain of news. It's ridiculous. There were so many trailers. There were so many bits of news. There's so much going on. It's going to take up the bulk of this podcast, but I guarantee it's interesting stuff. Of course, our topic of conversation is going to be squished up a little bit because of that, and so we thought we'd dedicate it to the Avengers 4 trailer and a bit of sort of hypotheses, chat, and predictions surrounding that. But that'll be at the very end of a lengthy news block. So before we get into that, please take us away, Ethan.
Alright, first bit of news we had, which we were hoping to actually get the official trailer for it, but we didn't. But last weekend, I think it was, they had, was it Brazil Comic Con? And they showed off the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. And they also had Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal, who has now officially been confirmed for Quentin Beck Mysterio, which is the first confirmation we've had. They came on stage to talk a little bit about the movie. And what they spoke about certainly surprised a lot of people about the dynamic of how the movie is. Now, rather than Mysterio being
just before we jump into this, we should give a spoiler warning, because if the people don't want to know what these relationships are going to be like, it is very different to the comic books.
Yeah.
This is a trailer, though, and I imagine we will probably get a release of this before Christmas.
Yeah, I'd say probably within this week. Maybe. We'll definitely get one.
Yep, go on.
So Mysterio is not the villain in this movie, at least to begin with. Him and Spider-Man are teaming up together to fight elementals that have popped up across the world. Now, Nick Fury...
So does that mean that didn't we originally believe that it was a school trip? That was why he was heading to...
No, it's a spring break, like holiday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently he goes to... Peter Parker goes to Europe for a trip, doesn't take his suit with him. Nick Fury's like, hey, some elementals have popped up. I need you to fight them, and I'm going to team up with the guy who knows the most about them. And I mean, really, you can tell right now that if Mysterio knows the most about them, he's probably the one causing them, to be honest.
Right.
He's like a pretty given at this stage.
Helping him will be Captain Britain.
Let's hope. But yeah, so it seems like Mysterio wants to make out that he's the hero and he's saving Spider-Man from the elementals and all this sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
because
the only time we've been to London in the MCU so far was in Thor 2, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
No, and Captain America Civil War when they went there for Peggy's funeral.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Was that in England?
Yeah, Columbus said London. I'm pretty sure of it.
Right. Okay.
But I know that final battle scene in the second Thor movie takes place in London, so. But if we're setting this movie there, it would be the perfect segue into introducing the UK branch of Avengers, so to speak.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, especially if they want to continue, like if everything's sort of going galactic, sort of if you want to have another series of heroes on Earth, moving to Europe would be a good way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway,
I suppose we'll see what happens after Avengers 4. Might shake things up, and Europe might be the way to go.
Yeah.
Next, we had some news which I was extremely happy about, and that is MTV Studios is rebooting Celebrity Deathmatch. They're going to try and shop it around to some streaming services, which is great because I fucking loved watching this so much when I was younger. It was so.
That's all like claymation stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all claymation. Yeah.
It was
pretty graphic too, wasn't it?
Oh,
it was violent as fuck, and it was amazing.
They even had an Xbox and PS2 game as well.
Yeah,
I remember the PS2 game. Yeah.
The video game was really fun too.
It ran from 1998 to 2002, and then again 2006 to 2007.
Right. Time to bring back Beavis and Butthead as well, then, right?
Oh man, Beavis and Butthead be banned from watching.
Original Beavis and Butthead, like MTV Beavis and Butthead too. That was the best.
And Ice Cube was producing it, and he said he's also going to be a lead role in the show as well. So he could be the new commentators over it.
Yeah,
I was about to say probably an announcer or a commentator or something. I hope they get Michael Buffer back, because I think Michael Buffer did the announcements too, which is funny because he's now got massive appeal with UFC.
Let's get it out.
Him coming back. Yeah. No. The actual guy that did the announcements for them coming out.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that'll keep you happy.
Oh man, hell yeah, it will. We've got Ryan Reynolds is set to produce the horror story "The Patient Who Nearly Drove Me Out of Medicine," which is apparently from a short story or something on Reddit. I think it's taken from.
Yeah. So
yes.
Yeah.
If
it was
there's
a
Reddit,
pasta.
yeah, and you also have, I think it's X on 4chan, where people will post spooky stuff and supernatural stuff. Yeah, and obviously there's certain stories that gain traction and go around the world. This was one of them. Yeah. And it's really interesting because they paid didn't they pay like $400K or something for this, or they paid some amount of money? Maybe not that much, but I know there was a bidding war on it or something, and
there was like 5 studios all going for it, and there was a lot of money involved.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of money involved. Like they paid a bit for this script or whatever, the rights to adapt. So
yeah, the concept.
So there you go, kiddies. Get on Reddit and start writing. So Reynolds is basically just sticking his name on it and saying, "Watch this," or do we know?
It's his production company is doing.
It's his production company. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess that'll be interesting.
Yeah. And next, some major news. Netflix is doing a new Ghost in the Shell anime series.
Yeah.
Yes, anime.
Yeah, anime, not live action. Anime series coming in 2020.
It's really interesting. Netflix is getting in the anime game in a big way.
Yeah, they
did Castlevania. What's the other one they've got coming?
They've got Devil May Cry. They've also put onto thing, which will connect to
Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry. That's right. And that's going to hook into the Castlevania universe, which is absolutely wild. And then they're also going to be doing Ghost in the Shell stuff, which they've got Pacific Rim coming. They've got a whole bunch of stuff. Like they're really kind of. Yeah, they're going hard out with the anime, which is awesome. Like anime is such a huge market that realistically you could make anime out of everything.
Yeah, and they're also
and it has
they're not just rerunning stuff that other people have made too. Like the fact that they're producing original content is what's really exciting. I think.
And that's kind of what I was getting into. Like the whole idea that they're going out there and they're taking these existing IPs. And then making, expanding on the universes and expanding lore and all of that. And they're kind of one of the first big streaming companies to properly take the ball and run with it, as opposed to letting, this production house be like, all right, cool, we're going to make more of this. Like they're actually actively going out and being like, what can we make? What can we throw our money behind? And that's a good sign. It's a good sign for anime fans. And
they're also redubbing Evangelion as well and putting that on Netflix.
So do we know who's involved in this? Ghost in the Shell. Like, is there any of the original story writers or anything from the earlier?
I think it's the original production house.
Yeah, because that would be really that's obviously gonna, for those that are keen on the anime, that's gonna be a fairly big issue.
Yeah, it's some people who have done past Ghost in the Shell stuff as well as some other anime stuff. They're doing it.
All right, so it's not like Netflix sort of set up their own anime studio and went, here's some crayons, go hard.
No.
Okay, yeah, because it's sort of like, it'd be like, random, and we've seen this in the past, someone that's not affiliated with Marvel at all goes and makes a Marvel film, which usually turns out really crap, right? So it's sort of like, you want people who know the material, I guess is what I was saying. So if they've got original story writers or whatever have you, that in itself, that's probably more exciting. Because you're going to get a quality, you're going to get proper canon, you know what I mean? Not just some YouTube thing that someone scribbled together.
Now, moving on to some trailers. We got this trailer, which we've been waiting for a while. It's for a movie that's produced by James Gunn.
Werewolves.
Called Brightburn.
I had to slide it in somewhere.
Oh, boy.
Yeah! You guys were all over this. I didn't know much about it until I watched the trailer.
Yeah. Well, we knew he was doing a horror movie. We knew Elizabeth Banks was in it. That's all we knew.
Okay.
So, just to jump in there, Ethan was probably about to say, this is the movie that James Gunn was actually supposed to premiere at San Diego Comic-Con last year before all the shit happened and all the shit went sideways. So this is that movie. They've just obviously delayed that
because he wrote a Twitter once.
No, it was more than once.
I know, but come on. Jesus.
Let's not get into that. We've already had that discussion.
Yeah, Lucas can't release his album because he farted once. Damn.
Yeah, no. Damn shame.
But yeah, this is basically, what if Superman decided to be a complete arsehole, is what I took away from it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. It's a horror superhero.
Yeah, he's like,
but it's like,
I can kill you with my punch, so I will.
all those kind of like origin tales for like superheroes, like you never really think of like what would happen if they weren't here to save us, and I guess that's kind of where this has been born from.
Yep.
But it's literally horror Superman, and I'm fucking for it, man.
Yeah, it looks really
interesting.
interesting.
Because Warner Brothers is scared to make. They won't make a Red Sun Superman, but instead we'll get Brightburn instead.
Yeah, you know why? Because of the communists.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
I mean, communist Russia doesn't even exist anymore. Well, not on paper. So I mean, you know. So I would really still like to see Red Sun. But I mean, I guess some people might claim that it's, condescending, or it's this and it's that. It'd be kind of like making a movie where, Superman's a Nazi. That would just upset a whole bunch of people, and understandably. So I guess where some people are coming from. But I would like to see a Red Sun, but I guess I can just go read the trade paper.
I mean, you look at all the comments for this trailer, and it's all just about like, oh, this is Superman, DC better get on the phone and sue them and all this sort of shit. It's all to do with DC. But I mean, it really is just Superman.
It is very heavy-handed with the Superman iconography,
but it definitely goes into a much darker place than they ever will. Even with their
sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to go in a way darker place, and it doesn't matter now because James Gunn's in the DC family. Haha.
Yeah, and as well, Superman is all farts and lollipops, and this movie looks like it's going to be.
I'm sorry, Superman is what?
All he's just about is farts and lollipops. Dude, this movie's going to be straight up gore.
Yeah, it should be good.
So good. But May next year.
Okay.
Next we had a little tease for Game of Thrones Season 8.
Tiny
Another
tease.
big one. A tiny tease.
Oh, man. I haven't
I haven't watched the tease. I'm kind of trying to keep away.
So basically,
it has nothing.
Literally everyone is dead. And that's it.
Oh, okay.
It just shows a map and some fire and some ice banging into each other.
You probably should have, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's literally just all it is ice coming from the north, fire coming from the south. They meet in the middle, and it just comes up Game of Thrones. That's
about it. Yeah.
You know what?
This next one, are we going to Umbrella Academy?
The Umbrella Academy, Netflix's new show, which it's based off a comic. And I'm also getting a very Misfits vibe. So if you've ever seen the UK show Misfits, it's extremely funny. Also has
it's funny the same actor. You say that? Ha 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 ha.
Robert Sheehan, who played Nathan in Misfits, is in this. This looks very interesting, but also quite good. I'm excited for this.
Definitely worth a watch.
Do you guys know anything about this comic?
Once I heard that Netflix is doing it, I did read up a bit about the comic.
Yeah, okay. So the whole concept, the whole book, is conceived by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard I haven't read it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
It sold well when I had the comic book store. I remember that because it came out sort of around that 06, 07 time, and I remember selling a lot of it.
Is it really that old?
I believe so. Yeah.
I didn't think
because again I remember people coming in buying it, going because the fact that it was written by the chap. Yeah. So that's why, because they were such fans, they were coming in and buying the comic. So I remember that. Yeah. So yeah, it would be
2007 they started.
There you go.
Wow, so, I didn't realize it was that old. For some reason I thought it was 2010.
So you were only about 4 at the time, Lucas.
Yeah, I was only 4 years old. Can you believe it?
I was still a sperm in my daddy's sack.
But yeah,
thanks for sharing that.
Jesus.
But yeah, in my ignorance, I came away thinking British X-Men, which wasn't such a bad thing either.
I mean,
I kind of have this weird like Ethan said, it's got this weird Misfits vibe to it if you've seen Misfits, but then this kind of like Kingsman also vibe to it in the sense that it's this organization that it kind of does the same thing that Kingsman does, but they all got abilities, and I'm like fucking I'm in for it. I didn't read the comic books when they came out, but the missus has read it and she said that she really liked it, so I got to get down and
Yeah.
get into reading it.
Yep.
Next, we had a movie that came out of nowhere, which is Netflix.
Is that out yet?
Movie from Netflix called Triple Frontier.
I didn't think it was out yet. I think it comes out early next year.
Oh, I mean the trailer.
No,
came
the
out.
trailer
Yeah.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Who
With a
isn't in this
stellar
movie?
cast.
Who isn't
Ben
in this
Affleck.
thing?
We have Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam, Oscar Isaac, Garrett Hedlund, and Pedro Pascal.
There's so many people in there. You watch the trailer and you're just like, what the? It just doesn't stop. It's a huge cast. Huge.
This is pretty much Ghost Recon Wildlands.
It is. Yeah. They're all soldiers that went, served my country for 20 years, got nothing. How about I use all these skills you gave me to go pull a heist?
Yeah,
Looks
rubber
good.
drug lord. There you go.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah, and it's like they don't go and pick an innocent target. They go find some bastard. But yeah, this looks really good.
So I was also, when this trailer came out, like I watched the trailer for it and I'm like, this looks fucking cool. And I shared it to you guys and was like, you gotta watch this. I was doing some reading up because it was top voted on Reddit. It was all over Reddit. And I'm like, I didn't know why. So I was reading through the comments. Apparently this movie's been in production for a long time. And the cast list that has cycled through this movie is insane. So I think initially you've got, in the final cut of the movie of the casting, you've got Ben Affleck, Pedro Pascal, Garrett Hedlund, Oscar Isaac, and Charlie Hunnam. But people who were also involved in the casting of it was Tom Hardy, Channing Tatum, Mahershala Ali, Casey Affleck, Johnny Depp, Mark Wahlberg, and a couple of others.
Tom Hanks,
So
I'm
this
seeing
movie-
as well.
Who's that?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
He's up
Jesus.
for it as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
wow, I didn't hear that.
November 2010, Tom Hanks was officially cast.
Right,
They
so this
dropped out.
thing's been kicking around for 7 or 8 years.
And Will Smith. Will Smith
Yeah.
was offered the role as well.
Jesus.
But yeah, like this movie's been kicking around a long time.
Yeah.
And when I was hearing like all the people that had kind of dropped in and dropped out at the movie at some point, I'm like, these are fucking huge names. Like, I bet a lot of those people who have passed on it, even though they've gone on to do other great, fantastic films, like imagine not holding on to this movie, like and looking as good as it does.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's sort of still a good story, because I often when stuff sort of gets flopped around for too long, it becomes chaotic and terrible. So hopefully it's still a tight film, because the trailer looked good.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's almost spot on.
Yeah.
Almost spot on.
Next, we had a trailer for Godzilla King of Monsters. Second
Yeah,
trailer.
Oh my
Cool
god!
next. Yeah, cool
My
next.
God.
Yeah, cool next. Yeah, cool next.
You
Next.
shut up.
Holy
This
shit!
had me. This had
Toby,
me
go away.
just. Oh,
Do you guys need a quiet moment with each other?
oh yeah, yeah,
Let me and Ethan have that masturbatory fun.
yeah.
Right.
Just leave us for a minute, Toby. We just need to like
Alright, you get it
splurge
out.
a little bit.
You get it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
this
is-
just looks. Oh,
To me, this is Cloverfield Paradox, the trailer all over again, except
Yeah.
hopefully it's a better movie. But like, let's not get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I thought Paradox was good, but man, this whole trailer, like, they kind of give you enough. Like, even though
Without
this movie,
spoiling
like,
anything.
what, 6 months, right?
yeah. It doesn't come out till like mid-May.
Yeah. So this movie, like, the trailer just kind of gives you enough of a tease at the, Mothra and all that, just to be like, I'm just going to patiently wait through the next 6 months. I mean, even though I've got Captain Marvel and Avengers to keep me nice and cuddly and warm, like this, I think this is going to be the movie that I'm going to lose my shit at.
Oh man, definitely. Well, I don't know about Avengers 4, but I think
Come on.
I don't know.
Avengers
Like,
4 is going to keep you cuddly and warm. People are going to die, man. People you love are going to die. Cuddly
Yeah,
and
but
warm.
then, but then.
The only thing cuddly and warm in that cinema is going to be Ethan and I.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Godzilla's going to make everything happy.
he has an atomic breath. That's nice and warm.
Yes, technically he is right.
yes.
Technically the truth.
So this doesn't come out till mid-May next year. But another good news: Godzilla vs Kong has already started filming. So we know that no matter how good or bad this does at the box office, we're still going to get the finale.
Bad.
No,
Nah,
it's not going to
this'll-
do bad. There's a lot of
this'll be
hype
good.
on this.
Shut up.
Me and Lucas just go watch it then without you.
And tug each other off in the cinema.
So what? At least we're
Let us
having
live our-
fun.
Let us live our life,
Sitting at home
Dad.
Like you.
Fine. Moving
Next
on.
we had a trailer for something I don't give a fuck about, but I think Toby does, and that's True Detective Season 3.
Oh, hey, whoa, hang on. Pretty sure this is the one where Lucas and I tug each other off.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Technically, anything involving Mahershala Ali was me just tugging myself off.
Yeah, I mean, great actor, of course, from
Dude,
the original Luke Cage. But, I mean, this looks like a return... Shut your whore mouth. This looks like a return to the original Season 1 kind of quality.
Is True Detective is shit?
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's
Dude, you need to watch it. It is. Don't watch the second season.
Don't watch the second season. Watch the first season.
The first season is probably the best
Woody Harrelson,
8 episodes of television
Matthew
ever released.
McConaughey.
Except maybe After the Night Of. Those two, they're both HBO, but those two series are probably the best single 8-episode run of television I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very good. And the problem was they rushed season 2 way too quickly. Now he's been given time to do, the time he needs to do
to
proper
put a script together.
Yeah, and this is looking like a return to form, and it looks amazing. Super keen. And I think the acting's going to be amazing as well. So
Mahershala Ali is the only one I know that's in it. I don't know if they've cast anyone or said anyone else big is going to be in it.
Yeah, well, see, the others have been stories of 2. Like season 1 and 2 was there was 2 sort of main. Well, there was multiple characters, I guess to say. Whereas this time it looks like
there was
it's
2.
just there was. It was 2 stories of 2 detectives. This time it kind of looks almost like there's just the one. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, no, I mean in the sense that with the first season. So the first season you had Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. Season 2 it then upped it to fucking Tyler Kitsch.
Yeah.
Those 4 big names: Colin Farrell, Vince Vaughn, and Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, it just didn't quite work with that many.
But it's not even that. It's just I haven't really heard any big names beside Mahershala Ali be announced for it.
That's all right. As long as the writing's sturdy, that's the main thing.
And I mean, he's enough to me. He's enough to carry a series.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved him in Luke Cage. I thought he was amazing.
Next, we had a trailer for Captive State, which we've talked about on the podcast before. Is it being looking very Cloverfield-ish?
Yeah, dude.
But this new trailer though is a lot different than the first one. Also, they've changed some stuff, or at least changed the narrative how the trailer portrays the movie. Anyway, because the first one looked very Cloverfield-ish, this new trailer doesn't quite to me.
Well, it can't be because you've got bloody what's his face in there, the same actor,
John Goodman.
Yeah, Goodman's in
there.
But
yeah.
But I mean, it has that. Still has. I feel it has very much a Cloverfield vibe to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do we know when this is coming out?
Next year, I think we said March.
I know next year, but did we know? I just wondered when.
March 29th next year.
Okay, cool. So it's not too far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in between Marvel and Avengers.
Yeah. Not a bad time.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's a risky time. That's a risky time to put the movie out.
That'll be right.
Next, we had confirmation that Dr. Sleep, the sequel to Shining, starring Ewan McGregor, has finished filming. I've never seen The Shining, so this is the one that's on my radar, but yeah.
Well, Stanley Kubrick.
Never seen it.
Fucking hell, you're 12. God, you've missed so much good stuff.
Shining with Jack Nicholson, that was a fucking good movie.
Yeah,
and
King
it sounds
hated
like Dr. Sleep is going to be a sort of sequel, where obviously it is a sequel in the sense that the son is now grown up, but I think they said that they're kind of make references to that movie without it being a full-on.
I thought there was a book
Shining
called Dr.
sequel?
Sleep. I thought King wrote Dr.
There
Sleep,
is.
didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
He did write it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
but I think the way they're approaching this movie is that it's not going to be a full-on sequel to The Shining, but it will harken back to things that happened in the movie that didn't happen in the book as well. But it's not going to be an official sequel.
Right.
They described it in this really weird way in an interview.
Yes, we had that. On to another Doctor. Scott Derrickson is signed on to direct Doctor Strange sequel, which is moving forward.
Give me Nightmare.
Oh,
Dr. Derrickson said he'd only come back if he had Nightmare, and if he's coming back, they're doing Nightmare.
Yep. With Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Wong, and Rachel McAdams to reprise roles as well.
Yep.
I'm
really
excited. Oh, I'm so good. And some quick news: The Punisher will be releasing in January.
One batch.
Punisher season 2.
2 batch.
Let's move
Penny
on.
and dime. So keen. I mean, it's going to be obviously the last season as well. Let's be honest. But yeah, I'm keen.
And
first season was so good.
I don't think we talked about that either, but Daredevil's obviously been cancelled. We know that.
I think we did that last one.
No, we did do that last podcast.
Did we do that last time?
Yeah, all we got left is JJ3 and Punisher 2, and I imagine they're going to get cancelled as well. But, Bernthal did an amazing job season 1. Super keen to see what he can do season 2. I'll enjoy it while I can. And it's coming January.
January. Yeah. Now,
nice.
Some more news. The Mandalorian finally got confirmation. Oh, you're going to say something about Daredevil?
Yeah, no, I was going to actually jump in something with that. So, it only came out a couple of hours ago. The chick that played Foggy's fiance, she's the one that come out. So she's come out and said that Disney had nothing to do with the cancellation. Apparently, Eric Olsen was in full pre-production for season 4, getting scripts written and everything, because he was told that it was going ahead, and then Netflix cut the cord out from underneath them. So as far as they were aware, Daredevil season 4 was happening.
Yeah, but the scriptwriter had already tweeted that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, well, the chick that had the chick that played Foggy's fiance,
sure that
she's come out and actually confirmed it now.
Well, okay. From two sources then.
Yeah, they were all gearing up for season 4, and then pulled the rug out from underneath them.
Yeah.
We also got official casting on The Mandalorian, with Pedro Pascal officially now confirmed from Disney to playing the lead role, along with Giancarlo Esposito, who you know from Breaking Bad, and Carl Weathers from Predator and Rocky. He's also signed on for it too.
Yep.
And there's just the whole thing just sounds like a mishmash of casting. Like they've pulled one, this person from here and this person from here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
This next year, hopefully. Next year. And moving on to that now a little bit too, because we're in Australia, we may not be getting Disney streaming service, but thankfully, Stan here, which currently they have it on there now, Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney will now be on Stan. So Stan signed a deal with Disney to pretty much have their entire or almost their entire catalog on Stan's streaming service, which I think is just for us, as we're not getting Disney Plus.
Yeah, or at least not to begin with.
Yeah, not to begin with. So we have Stan to do this anyway.
Yeah, so I actually went through and that announced last Thursday.
Yeah.
And then it was all online on Friday morning when I had a look before I went to work. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of disappointed. Like with the release that came out, the release of titles that was named, there was a lot of stuff that was either missing or was incomplete. They said Infinity War was going to be coming to Stan, and that wasn't there. They said Black Panther, and that wasn't on there. There was a few movies that were like a number of movies that were missing. Civil War, but I think Civil War.
Black Panther's on there. I saw it the other night.
Was it? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Because they actually have like a full Marvel section. So they have the Marvel section, they have the Star Wars section. I was telling you as well, they had Star Wars Rebels on there, but they only got season 1.
Season 1, which is
which I think they've done 5 seasons, right?
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. So they've only got the first 26 episodes of that on there. They don't have Force Awakens, but they've got The Last Jedi.
Yeah. And Solo, I think too. Apparently.
Solo. I didn't even see Solo on there.
Oh, Solo was supposed to be there. No, it was going to be there.
Solo was supposed to be there, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it seems like a lot of the stuff that was in the announcement initially hasn't gone on day one. So whether or not that's kind of stuff whether or not they're going to start rolling stuff on once every month they do a new Disney drop or whatever. That's going to be really interesting. I think Stan's going to be the portal for Disney Plus in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I already own all the Marvel stuff on Blu-ray, like you guys. Same. And I'm not a Star Wars person, so there's still no reason for me to renew my Stan sub at this stage.
Oh, there is for me, just for the Pixar stuff. Like I'll keep paying $10 a month just to have Pixar on streaming.
I'm just
I think almost all the Pixar
everything.
stuff is there.
Yeah, I got all that on DVD.
Also on this, to expand from this, don't expect the Defenders on Disney's streaming service anytime soon. So the deal with Netflix is that all the Netflix Marvel shows have to wait 2 years before they can be available on anything else. Streaming service.
Yeah,
so we might actually see Netflix reruns on Disney Plus, is what we're saying.
Yeah, possibly after 2 years. 2020, we could see that.
Okay. Yeah, so Luke, the characters from Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil could possibly be on there in 2020 in their own soft rebooted shows, and then Punisher and Jessica Jones will be 2021 at the very earliest if they decide to do it. There's a lot of variables going into it, but it could happen. It could not happen. They may give them a movie to tie up the storylines. Who knows? But they've said pretty much that they're gonna, at least Daredevil is going to continue in some form down the track. They just don't know how yet.
Bring him in MCU.
I wish. I want to see like a Spider-Man Daredevil, because then you get Kingpin in a Spider-Man movie and everywhere.
Spider-Man 3, we get Daredevil in there.
That would be cool. That would honestly be really cool. And funnily enough, that would tie in really nicely to the timeline, because hypothetically, if you're going to go 2017, 2019, 2021, perfect time, his contract, exclusivity has ended at that point. So it's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah. Sounds like Netflix got pissy.
Yeah.
Nah, Netflix got fucking petty.
Next we have a bit of fun news. Benicio del Toro will be playing
Benicio del Toro
and Dora the Explorer live-action movie. We're doing the voice for him anyway.
How fucked is this casting?
Oh man!
Benicio del Toro, one of the best actors in the fucking planet, is going to be playing a stealing fox.
That's fine.
In a live-action movie.
Well, the movie finished filming in Australia 2 weeks ago.
He's not even in the fucking movie. He's going to be a CGI character.
Yeah.
One of the best actors on the goddamn planet.
Oh well.
We had Brian K. Vaughan inked an 8-figure deal overall with film and TV with Legendary. Now, this is coming off the fact that his TV show, or his comic, called Why the Last Man, is getting a season order at FX as well, which should be out next year, I think.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal.
Yes, that's $2 million plus.
You know what this means? We're finally getting the long-awaited 100 Bullets TV show.
100 Bullets.
Yes! 100 Bullets is one of the greatest comic books ever written. I will fight people who say otherwise. It is incredible. It's basically about this secret agent that goes around and he gives 100 bullets in a briefcase to people who have been wronged, and then says, you can take out the person who wronged you. We will clear CIA databases and stuff to make sure that you get away with it. Basically, they get 100 bullets, they get a handgun, a briefcase, and a dossier on the person who's wronged them. So, for example, there's one where, this woman's been raped, and the comic's pretty full on, but this woman has been raped, and she has an opportunity to go and kill her rapist. There's another one where a guy's little brother gets hit by a car, and it's a hit and run, and the guy runs off. And he gets given the same deal, and whether or not he's going to go and kill the hit and run guy. And then all of they're all small stories. So they last about 2 to 3 issues per story, but they're set up in volumes. And the overarching story is the story of the cop who, well, no, he's not even a cop. He's a special agent for some thing. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've read it. But basically, he goes through and he is the through line through all these small stories. And it's fucking cool. That's a show that they could honestly do forever, like they're doing with Walking Dead.
It's a show that they could thing here for it. It was done for a movie. The rights went to. Dude,
the rights have been fucking everywhere. This is something I have been waiting for about 10 or 15 years.
Tom Hardy was producing it and possibly starring in the film for New Line Cinema.
He was going to be the special agent, which I would have been totally on board for.
This is how you remind me of what I really am.
I was actually going to skip past it, but let's go to it.
Why?
We haven't even talked about that yet.
No, go on, talk about it. I was going to skip past it to talk.
Yeah.
Is it out now?
Oh boy, is it getting fucking trashed? Have you seen the reviews for it?
I have not.
For those who don't know what we're talking about the PG-rated Once Upon a Deadpool.
Yeah, which is the PG version of Deadpool 2.
If you want all you need to know about this movie, apparently, go and read the Slash Film review for it. It fucking tears it apart.
I heard the cuts made to some fight scenes were fucking terrible.
Because they have to cut everything down into something that's eligible for PG-13. They kind of take all... Apparently, there was one review where it was it takes all the fun of Deadpool 2 out of the film. And just, kills the whole thing. But it's Once Upon a Deadpool's getting trashed.
Yeah, this is the problem. I mean, Sony trying to, package it down into PG-13 so they could ship it off to Disney. Fox, my apologies. Deadpool's not going to be contained in that kind of box. He needs to be an R-rated character. I mean, and if Disney don't like that, then stiff shit. I would rather have and some people won't agree with me, but I'd rather have no Deadpool than not R-rated
Tone
Deadpool.
Down.
Yeah, it just won't work. It just won't work. It's like having PG version of fucking, I don't know. Well, look what they did with Expendables when they went from an R to a PG. It was shit. It got panned. Yeah. No.
Wait, when did Expendables go to PG?
2 and 3 were PG.
It was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, one of them. I don't know if it was both. One of them, 2 or 3 went down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was both.
Was? Yeah, and it was shit. And then even Stallone was like, God, that was shit. We're going back to an R in the next one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just as well, just to jump back to Deadpool 2 very quickly, just to kind of give you an idea of the quality dip in terms of what the critics are saying. Rotten Tomatoes has Deadpool 2 at 83%. It's 55% for Once Upon a Deadpool.
Wow.
It's literally the same film cut down.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Just to give you an idea.
I'd be interested, though, to hear from young teens who haven't seen Deadpool 2 and who have seen, and this is the first time they're viewing the film. I'd actually really be interested to hear from them, because that's who this is aimed at. It's not aimed at us who have already seen and enjoyed the R-rated version. So do they still enjoy it if they haven't watched the original version, the original cut? That would be interesting to know, I think.
Yeah, it'd be definitely an interesting, not case study, but like a good thing to understand.
I could see Deadpool
who wouldn't have.
Sorry. I could see him sort of being a not a cameo, but like a side character in a bigger film, if you know what I mean. But in terms of his own films, they have to be R. But I could see him jumping in, say, like a PG X-Men film, but he's only in it for like 10 minutes of screen time or something. You know what I mean? Like that would be fine.
I know exactly what you mean. Like, for example, if he was to jump into like a Thor movie.
Yeah, for argument's sake. Yeah.
You could totally put him in a Thor movie and have him not swear and do the crazy violence, and he'd be fine. Yeah. But then if you were to be like, all right, cool, now let's just take Thor out and have Deadpool have his own PG-13 movie, it's not going to work.
Not going to work, no.
Yeah, especially when he's left to his own devices, because
before Ethan
motherfucker's insane.
Up, just quickly, because people want to know the episode names for Stranger Things Season 3 have dropped. They are... Episode 1, Susie, Do You Copy? Episode 2, The Mallrats. I wonder if that's a play on the classic film. Episode 3, The Case of the Missing Lifeguard. Episode 4, The Sauna Test. Episode 5, The Source. Episode 6, The Birthday. Episode 7, The Bite. And Episode 8, The Battle of Starcourt. So everything's a the, except for Episode 1. Good to see it's only 8 episodes still as well, and not trying to fatten it out to 13 or something.
Yeah, it's good that it's still keeping it like 8, 9, whatever it was.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, should be good.
I think I read something somewhere that the names of Season 3 are named after things.
They have been previously, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because I think someone said something like the Case of the Missing Lifeguard, I think it was. That sounds like it's a reference to another thing from the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Nah, you're probably right. I'm sure that there's a relevance. There has been previously, so... Anyway, alright, off you go then, Ethan. Take it away.
So Lucas is going to react to this. He hasn't seen it at all, but this is the first teaser poster that was released for the new Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie.
Okay.
I'm posting this in our Discord.
Here we go, live reaction.
Here you go.
Loading.
Okay. I have some questions.
How athletic and human does his body look?
Okay, firstly, why? Second, still why? Thirdly, this is definitely the most important one. Why?
Does it not look like someone on B just got a picture of like a proper sprinter on the block and quickly photoshopped it in 5 minutes and stuck Sonic's head on the top?
Now here's the thing, okay? Now I'm going to show
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. They kind of look like they're going for like a Usain Bolt furry vibe.
Right.
And I'm not with it.
Right. It's basically Usain Bolt with a goddamn Disney head stuck on top of his shoulders. It's the worst.
It's not even a Disney head. No, he's a furry. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's a fucking furry.
Now, here's the thing.
It's Usain Bolt with a tail stuck up his bum.
They also separated his eyes. His eyes are not joined in this like they are in the games either. Which has been a big uproar. Yeah, I'm going to show this in a minute. Now, a picture was leaked of internal use showing early concept rendering of him. This may not be how he looks.
Yes, okay, I remember you were talking about this.
I haven't seen this. I got to see this.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you the cast that they originally sought out for the human role of the cop as well as Sonic. Now, so for the human role, which is now James Marsden, They're originally going after Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Paul Rudd, Jake Johnson, Michael B. Jordan, Bill Hader, Jason Segel, Justin Timberlake, Adam Pally, Ansel Elgort, and Marlo Ventimiglia. Now, for the voice of Sonic...
That's a decent cast listing.
But they didn't get any of them, though.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, never mind.
That's who they wanted.
Wow, really?
That's who they wanted.
Adam Pally turned this down. What the hell shit is this movie?
So they got James Marsden from Westfield most recently and Cyclops from X-Men. He wasn't even on the list.
And the Runaways, and he also, keep in mind, did Dragon Ball. So
No, you're thinking of James Masterson. You're thinking of a different one. The one I'm talking about, he was Cyclops in X-Men.
Oh, James Marsden. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Now, for Sonic the Voice, they wanted Tom Holland, Josh Gad, Chris Pratt, Andy Samberg, Bill Hader, Will Forte, Jim Parsons, Charlie Day, Paul Rudd, and Adam Devine.
None of that.
And what they got
Adam Devine, holy shit.
They got Ben Schwartz, which wasn't bad. Ben Schwartz
isn't a bad get.
No, yeah. I mean, Charlie Day is Sonic, though. As much as I love Charlie Day.
Oh my god, could you imagine Sonic going full Charlie from Sunny in Philly?
Yeah, he'll run past
you know who they should have got for Sonic?
Who?
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you the leaked picture.
Alright, I gotta see this.
It was used for internal use.
I gotta see this.
That is a lot better, if I'm honest.
Than what you thought it was, really, yeah.
No, that's not that terrible.
It's not that bad.
These are pictures, obviously, we're going to have to put in the article that we put up on the PPN website for those that...
But I mean...
Here's an earlier concept version.
This is not...
You look at his body, though, it doesn't seem as big as that... Oh, I saw the picture that Toby
no,
posted.
dude, he's... No, okay, so in the actual poster that they've released, like, he is fucking ripped. Like, you can see his calf muscles and stuff, but this is more like... This honestly looks more like Sonic should...
But I don't know if it will be this, though, because this was, like, early before they even started filming the movie. This is, like, early development casting of them. So it could be completely different to this again, still.
Yeah, I have very, very, very low expectations.
And here's the thing I was talking about one of the guys at work, right? So Paramount has sold a bunch of movies to Netflix recently. What if they sell this to Netflix?
Sell this to local tip.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Sonic, don't get me wrong, but... Actually, you know what I'm waiting for? After this movie comes out, you know what I'm really waiting for? The Sonic remix that'll inevitably on YouTube. No. Someone will just turn the volume up to 250% gain, and it'll be the. You know it's coming. The Sonic memes are coming. I'm warning you. It's gonna be great.
Okay, so to kind of pile onto this whole Sonic train, have you guys seen the other poster?
The one with him on top of the bridge with the blue stuff all around it. I have running.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so you've seen it. I'm going to show this to you, Ethan. So this is the first one that I saw, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's one I've seen as well, yeah.
Is that not one of the most sexually suggestive photographs of a fucking blue hedgehog that you've ever fucking seen? Like, you're literally a cock vision of Sonic.
Yeah. With Sonic was here.
What am I seeing right now?
So what you're seeing... So to draw a word picture for those that are listening, you're literally looking at Sonic from where his penis would be, down at his blue muscular legs with his red shoes on, with a stream of white smoke, dare you say, coming right up the middle in between his legs.
I
don't know what's...
It is horrifically, graphically sexual.
That's just the worst ever. Next news.
Awful, isn't it? This is... The best part is this is only going to get worse.
I'm not talking about this anymore. This is
probably going to be one of the most downvoted trailers in YouTube history. I can already see it. It's going to be Twilight.
Yep. It's the worst. Moving on.
I was skeptical about Detective Pikachu, and I'm like, that looks pretty good. I don't know about this.
No. Hard pass. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, let's move on to the big.
The big.
The big.
We've yacked about so much other stuff. We're only going to get about 10 minutes of this, but let's go.
Yeah, it's alright. We got our first trailer
We spent too long on Sonic.
We did.
Yeah.
First trailer for Avengers 4.
Avengers 4.
5.
What?
Endgame.
Avengers 5, The Return of
Sonic.
Red Skull.
Shut up.
Return of Sonic. You are correct.
Shut up, Lucas. He's had too much sugar. Okay. Yes, Endgame. So we kind of guessed it was Endgame. That was guessed a long time ago, and then the brothers were like, "No, it's not. It's totally not. You didn't guess it." Yes, we did, dickhead. All right.
The worst kept secret in Hollywood history is the fucking
Apparently
title
they
for
changed
Avengers
it
4.
several times though before they chose to settle on.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, so Endgame, saw that coming from fucking 3 miles away. Neat. Trailer looks good. Doesn't give away a lot though. We've got Tony in space. Obviously Nebula's floating around somewhere, but I'm assuming with all of her implants, she can survive a hell of a lot longer without oxygen and food and water.
I'm sure she's on the ship with Stark. She's gotta be.
Yeah, I think so too, because there's a scene later on where it looks like she's putting her hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely shots in the trailer that make it seem as if she's on the Benatar with him, but then like the way he's talking as if it's almost as if she's gone and she's not there.
And there's also the fact that Karen Gillan said a while back that in Avengers 4 she has a new BFF, that it's going to be someone that people don't suspect she would get along with.
So Stark.
Which honestly, Stark's the best.
Well, it has to be because they're the two. They're stuck on Titan alone at the end of the last film. On Titan, So if Stark's taken off in a ship, why would Nebula come with him? Unless
exactly. I mean,
the only thing I can think of is because she hit Thanos with it. All I can think of is unless there's another ship that she takes and goes in a different direction.
She hit Thanos with it.
Right.
She crashed and hit Thanos.
Yeah.
So obviously the Benatar's still on there fine. That's the only ship they can use to get off.
Yeah. But I said, I mean, if I'm assuming she's got enough implants that she would live longer than him in harsh conditions. No doubt. So I guess we'll see what happens. That's right. Apparently, isn't Elon Musk coming to rescue anyway?
Yeah.
According to the Twitter, I didn't see I didn't see Downey's response though. He responded to NASA as well because NASA was like, "We'll come rescue you" or something. Apparently, he responded. I have to look for that tweet. But
something that hasn't really been talked about in that initial scene with Tony is that when he's talking to the helmet, it's very much a throwback to the first Iron Man, down the outfit. Yeah. Like it's that kind of
to the
fucking. He's about to die, and he doesn't know what's gonna happen, and he's putting that message into the helmet, but that's something he never got to do when he was in the cave, and there's a lot of parallels back to his arc, which makes me think he's probably it's now made me think he's gonna bite the bullet. He's gonna definitely die.
I don't think he'll die there though.
He won't die there,
no.
But he will. I think he's gonna be the one to eat it at the end.
Yeah. So then we see
change it and then
ton of foreshadowing
and then die again later on.
Yeah. So then you see Thanos' armor as the Scarecrow, which you saw a snippet of at the end of the last film, and then Thanos doing his gladiator walk through the fields with what looks like maybe some fused gauntlet to his left hand.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. So the gauntlet's damaged. So the gauntlet has permanently damaged that arm.
Yeah.
But I think they said that the stones are still intact.
Right.
The stones still work, but the gauntlet is fried. But I think the gauntlet still works.
The Avengers base. Sorry to jump back in.
Just to jump back in, there's a ton of cool Easter eggs in the trailer alone. That Scarecrow of the armor is actually in the comic books. So that's not just some random thing that they've done. Like that's
Farmer Thanos. Yep, there's a whole story out there.
As well, which is awesome.
Yeah. So the Avengers base is looking ratty and tatty. Now this is obviously the first clear sign we get that some time has passed because the fields are all overgrown and looks like shit. And then inside we see Black Widow. We see Captain's shaved again. He's got rid of the
tear.
Yeah, and he's shedding a tear. And we see Black Widow saying he succeeded. We see
Banner looking at Shuri missing and
Scott Lang missing, which then Shuri changes to Peter Parker. Yep, and then
see Thor looking
pretty sad. Then Nebula having a saddie. It looks like she's touching. Now that scene where she touches Stark's shoulder makes me wonder if that's where Stark sort of passes away or passes out, or I don't know, because it's sort of Then we see old mate looking badass. Here
Hawkeye
he is.
Right?
Hawkeye, and he's in his Ronin outfit.
I'm looking at Black Widow's hair there, and she has it all tied up. Now there were set photos of her with her hair all tied up, and it was blonde, but the tips of it were red. I think it was.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and obviously this is probably some time's passed between here and the other shots of her with shortcut hair.
Yeah.
So you can definitely tell what is early in the film and what's later in the film, purely based on Black Widow's hair.
Yeah.
The scenes where her hair is short and red, when it's back to red, that's obviously earlier in the film, and then there's a couple of shots there where you can see the blonde hair. That is much later in the film. So that makes me think that the Hawkeye reveal is actually going to be later in the film. So
could be, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's obviously going to be a key at some point. So
then we see Widow and Captain talking about a plan, and the Captain looks down at his old compass with the picture of Maggie in it. There has been some speculation that this...
Maggie? Who, Maggie?
My apologies.
Peggy?
There's been some speculation that this scene, if the scene itself isn't in his crashed ship, that he might be visiting the crashed ship from the first Captain movie in the ice, for one reason or another.
I've thought of that.
Because we don't see his compass at any other time. And in some of those scenes where he's talking to Black Widow, like, admittedly, one of them, the tech in the background looks a little newer, but then there's others that everything, if you look where the background's more out of focus, a lot of it looks very run down and rusted. So, I'm not the only one to think that. There was a few others that sort of suspected that could be something.
So,
it would be interesting because there's obviously going to be some residual energy from the cube. But they also had, weapons and stuff that had energy from that cube stored. So maybe he's going back for other power sources. I don't know. It might be nothing at all. But it was just a theory that was banging around.
They've also said as well, so this is spoiler. This is definitely spoiler. But they've said that they have shot scenes at the... What the fuck was it called? The camp.
The camp from
the first Captain America movie.
Wait a minute. I just had an epiphany. What if, if we are doing time travel to collect the stones, this is the point where we know where the Tesseract is. What if they're traveling to the point like he's just crashed or something, or whatever have you? You know what I mean? Like, what if they're back in time, or they're about to go back in time and get the Tesseract before it falls into space? Yeah,
what if they catch it on the way out?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they
follow Red Skull or something like that. Like, so there's possibilities there. It's interesting. There's interesting.
Ooh.
But yeah, it seems
they're
like
not going to follow Red Skull, because the moment Red Skull touches it, he zooms up onto fucking Vormir.
Well, does he? We don't know. He goes straight there, do we?
Yeah. He gets straight there. I think they talked about that.
But it's also to note that
basically
his
greed for the stones casts him to Vormir.
Right.
It's also to note that he's in his stealth suit from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
The only thing that his hair does not match how it does in Winter Soldier either. So that's another clear giveaway that he may not be going back to any Winter Soldier stuff.
Yeah.
It could just be he doesn't have any other decent suit. Because the other suit was pretty wrecked up, so he could just be using the stealth one.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
So then we have the title credits for the Endgame, and then after that we have the first sort of humorous scene, and that's
the biggest information we've had in this trailer at all.
At the Avengers base, and this is where it gets interesting because people have noticed zooming in that because Captain says, "Is this a recording? Is this an archive piece?"
It's old footage.
And
I just want to say
this is the front gate. And then if you look in the top corner, it looks like it's actually 1980 something is the year.
Debunked.
Yeah.
It's actually been debunked.
It has?
Yes, I sent it to Ethan. Ethan might have the full details on the top of his head. I don't. But it says something like it's not a time code. It's a it says like SH 191953 or something.
Yeah. It looks like it says 1983.
Yeah, it's not a time code. It's like a like, how you have CCT footage and it has those like random codes at the bottom that they don't really have anything to do with time coding. It's one of those.
It would be neat though if it was.
Whether it's, it would. Like if they were going to do the whole 1983 thing and they had to go back in time to 83 to go get him to bring him back. There's also paradoxical issues with that in the sense that so they need to have that van in that exact position with the quantum thing in the back of it in 1983 when they park it there in 2017. There are a ton of paradoxical issues.
I know, it's cool.
There's also the fact that he has to then drive from the West Coast to the East Coast in 1983 and not realize it's 1983 and rock up there and be like, I'm sure the Avengers are still at this rundown Stark facility.
Exactly. There's a ton of issues that come with that.
Yeah, it depends it was something else before that, wasn't it? And then it got ran down.
Yeah, it was an old Stark facility and then it became the Avengers company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
That's
But I mean, this
said
is the biggest bit of information we got from this trailer was that Ant-Man gets out of the quantum realm and he has the van with the quantum tunnel in it.
Yes.
With X-Con still on the side, so this is obviously how they're going to use to... And also, the bottom left on the table, those look like vials full of dust.
You reckon? I thought they looked like a model.
No, they're vials full of dust, easy.
Wait, what was that?
They look like a model from, like, a city or something that they were building. Like,
no, that's not that. Those are vials full of dust.
What the fuck? I'm looking at it
Guarantee
now.
it.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry.
There's miniature trees and cactuses and stuff.
No, there's vials full of dust. The white vials full of dust.
Yeah, there are.
Piss off. Piss off.
You'll see.
I'm looking at him now.
So am I. I can see it.
Vase of...
I'm not.
Do you know how much dust a human body? Like, if you incinerate someone, like cremate them, they make a lot more dust than a vial.
They didn't in the fucking movie.
Nah. Well, who knows? Maybe our listeners have got some of their own theories. Maybe they'd like to share with us and, abuse us on, SoundCloud or Facebook or on the website.
There's some actually, in terms of theories, there's actually some pretty good theories that have already kind of spanned off from this trailer alone. There was actually a really good one about Thor's plotline that I'm not going to get into, but basically it involves the High Elves and the one realm that Thor hasn't traveled to in the 9 realms. But yeah, if you want to find some really good theories, like definitely I would recommend going onto the Marvel Studios subreddit. Heaps of people on there are theorizing to no end. Like it's just...
But we haven't got long now. It's only, 4 or 5 months?
Yep.
Yeah,
April 26th.
4 months and a week?
25th, on there.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
We'll be there. Gold class. Day 1.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. All of us here.
First session.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's about all we've got time for this fortnight, I'm afraid, guys. I know we could go on with Avengers for probably hours, but
we could go on with Sonic stuff for hours, but unfortunately, Toby won't let us.
We're going to shoot off, but we'll be back next fortnight.
Go fast. Gotta go fast.
Hopefully, we'll have some more exciting news for you. That'll be what? Hang on, when will that be? That'll be the New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah, will be the next episode.
Oh. We might be a little bit late with the next one, guys.
Yeah.
Because we'll probably be drunk by that stage, but
Lucas let's record a drunk episode of the podcast.
No, you don't want that.
And say we did.
That'll be chaos.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. The next, we'll just have a lost episode that never ends.
Yeah, good to me.
Hey, let's see if we can find that episode that we recorded, but we didn't really record.
Yeah. But, so we will be back in the new year, more than likely. Hopefully with a whole bunch of new and exciting news, trailers, tidbits, whatever have you, perhaps a new topic of conversation. Thank you very much to our Patreon supporters who help make all this possible. Your donations are greatly appreciated. They help us keep this podcast alive. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll talk to you again in the new year. Gotta get fast.
Gotta go fast.